Hey everybody. So, it's been a while, and I'm aware of that. I have a good reason. A lot of good reasons, actually. Basically, everything that we touch falls apart. Case in point. I believe our last video was 2 months ago, I think. So, I say 2 months ago. I think it was actually August is when our last one was. So, which we're almost to November now. Do whatever math you want to. But, usually, last year I took a break for a couple months also, just because, again, everything falls apart immediately whenever we touch it, which sucks. We have done quite a bit of work behind the scenes on different things. Obviously, Mom's truck is getting upgrades. I believe it had a lifter fail and started to tear up the cam in it, which is common with the DOD trucks and cars and everything else. So she's getting a pretty good upgrade on it. Well, Mallory is, because Mallory races it and my mom doesn't. But yeah, so that's just one of the many things that we've had issues with in the last few months. Obviously, my truck blew up. I blew the motor up in it in July, I believe. In July. And just like Tiger King, I've yet to financially recover from that.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Which sucks, because it's my favorite thing to drive. It's obviously because it's the only race car that I own. But as for my motor, is right there in Dad's car. It's just kind of being a placeholder at the moment. Now, we may do some trading out on it or something along those lines, and maybe he can give me his big block or something. But yeah, so we've been busy, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to record a lot of the stuff that we do, just because I know it's really not interesting, and we work slower than most people. We don't haul ass or anything to get a whole lot done. Mainly because I don't do this for a living. We both have jobs that require a lot of our time, and as much as I would love to do this for a living, I don't get paid because y'all don't subscribe. But I know that I'm just boring y'all, and you want to see the pickup, so let's go do that. So, obviously, as you can tell, nothing's been done to it other than getting parts robbed off of it. I ran the rear wheels and tires on the Mustang at the time because we couldn't get new tires for it. But mainly it's just been kind of a catch-all for all the parts that I've bought and been trying to buy. I have no shame in saying it. I don't make a whole lot of money. Really, it's mostly I do the best that I can with what we have. So to completely change up what we've been doing for a long time, it costs a lot of money, and it's really hard for me to use used parts also. So I want to buy everything brand new, and I want to have it all brand new. I don't want to have any kind of issues with, the old owner, he had problems with that too, and then I'm out, however much money it is. Yes, I am doing something different, and I feel like it's going to surprise a lot of people. I'm excited for it. I really wish it was already done now, but I'm still waiting on a very, very big piece of that puzzle. And without that piece, it's kind of hard to do anything, really. So there's a lot of things that we have in the works. A lot of big things, actually, not just with the truck. I have a lot of plans in the future. Next year should be a pretty good year for us as a team, really. I can't say a lot. I can't say as much as I want to say. We have a lot of big plans, and I'm excited for it. And I hope everybody else is as hyped for it whenever it happens, because it'll definitely be a game changer for at least our camp. Anyways, that includes, I have a great team behind me. I have a lot of people who support me in the racing that I don't know why they do, because I'm a dumbass. But yes, I'm extremely grateful, and I'm very, very excited for next year, because it is going to change some things up. Now, I can't go 430s like Trevor did. I can't do that. Well, I'm going to try to go close. I wanted to give everybody an update on everything that we're doing. I know everybody knew that I blew the truck up. I'm trying to think of what races were in between there. I believe there's just kind of a couple of bracket races. Well, goddamn. A couple races that we went to in between, our hiatus from the YouTubes. I ran in Run What You Brung in Bodacious. We were trying something different. We tried a little bit bigger tire than we normally do. We had a 29 on it. Mainly just wanted to try different things with the car, because we wanted to be pretty versatile in the things that we do. And that car does very well at pretty much anything that we do, whether it's index or heads up. Really not now, because it's so heavy, and it still has electric roll-up windows, which I think is the coolest thing ever. But for the kind of racing that we do, it's very heavy. That's why we try to usually focus mainly on my truck for the good front side stuff and everything. And Run What You Brung, and that, God damn it, fly. We ran Run What You Brung there with that car. We had the unlucky chip draw first round of Michael Dickinson in his twin turbo Chevy 2. That car is fast, and we made a decision to put a very, very soft tune up in it, because we weren't sure what it was going to do. It was pretty much off the trailer. So it was kind of hard to gauge it, because we'd never been on that tire. We had just swapped the tranny out, because we found out that the tranny was hurt whenever we were swapping the converters. We found out that it was blowing through the converter pretty bad. Well, actually we knew that, but we were finally able to get another converter for it from PTC, and threw it in there, and it loves it. Actually, mile an hours, I think it had 5 more mile an hour than it had before, even on the bigger tires. So that was pretty promising. Personal best 60 foot there with the car, everything all the way around. So we made a soft tune up against them, and we just flat out got beat. I think I was hanging with them to about 400 feet, and then I got turboed. Happens to the best of us. It's happened to me way more times than I would like to count. But unfortunately, yeah. So I went out first round. We made a couple of test passes afterwards, or 1 or 2, whichever. Afterwards, in between the rounds of everybody else, just to kind of get some data. We were really trying to get data for the flashlight race at Pinwell that just occurred a few weeks ago. They had what they called Outlaw 10.5, which is basically a small tire, but they didn't have a tire height rule, or anything like that. No wheelie bar rule or anything. So we were planning to run that, but as luck would have it, I broke something again. So we found out that it pushed the rear main seal just in the burnout. I did my burnout, stopped, I went to back up, and there's a puddle of wool on the ground. So that sucks. But we did make some pretty good passes. I went my very personal best in the car on a small tire with our little pump gas motor. With just changing the converter with same kind of tire, same tire pressure, same launch RPM, same everything, shock settings and all. We went, I believe, a 1/10 quicker right off the trailer. No differences or anything like that. Made a change on the progressive, and we almost have it to where we can just leave on everything. And we ended up going another personal best every pass, or both passes that we made. Converter worked flawlessly. But unfortunately, we weren't able to race the next day, so because of the oil and the rear main seal. Hopefully I'll be able to get the car unloaded here soon, and we'll have it unloaded so I can take the motor out and fix it, because it can't ever be easy with anything that we do. The next day, Jeremy Griffin, which insane performance, you know, peekaboo there. I call him Uncle Jeremy. He was nice enough to let me drive his turbo Trans Am that they just finished. Kyle did an amazing job wiring it. He actually did the cage install, everything. So they did that car. It is literally one of my favorite cars now. Not even just to drive, just in general to look at. Everything is done very clean. Everything is damn near perfect, and I love it. And Jeremy allowed me to drive it the next day. I entered 6.0 and True Street. True Street? Yeah. It was one of the street classes. They had a couple of them. But we would like to have ran the daily driver class, but the only thing that kicked us out was we didn't have heat and tags were expired. So I couldn't get in the daily driver class because that car really, it fits everything else to a T. So we entered True Street. I was pretty well outgunned. We were struggling all day with the turbo kit. It's my fault. I made a test pass the Friday night, you know, after I pushed the rear main seal out of the Mustang. And I don't know if y'all know this. I've only ever drove a turbo car one time, and it didn't like me either. So I made the pass in Jeremy's car. He had been having trouble with it not shifting, so I never drove the car. I didn't know what anything did, so I'm making a pass on full throttle. Everything seems fine. Apparently, I thought I put it in the third gear, and it did not. So it made a pop at the big end, and I just knew that I just scattered this man's car, and I was about to get my ass whooped by a couple big men when I got back. Luckily, that did not happen. Whenever I got back, the car still ran fine, everything, so didn't blow up. Well, the problem is, the next day, we'll never make any boost. And it took us 3 or 4 passes to find out that, oh, it's blowing it blew I feel so stupid because I didn't know. It blew the charge pipe off the intercooler, so it was making no boost whatsoever. I didn't know that. I wasn't looking at the dash. I never have to. It was a rookie mistake. I was being stupid. I never drove the car. Whatever. We finally get everything fixed, we think. Go try to make another one. Blows it off again. We tried everything that we could to get apparently the rubber couplers that were on the boost side of things were too short. And we also discovered that it had a tear in one of them once we got it all off, and we actually ended up replacing them thanks to Chris, which I doubt he watches my videos, but thank you. You saved us a lot of heartache. Got the whole turbo kit fixed, makes boost, works perfect. We didn't really get to draw chips there. They were all drawn for us. We got told what lane, who we were running, and get your ass in the lanes. That was how it went. It was a little different. We had the horrible draw of Stan Strickland and his white turbo Mustang. Very good dude. I just knew I had my ass whooped. I was like, we'll go up here and at least try to get an ET out of it, which it ran very well. It actually made the full pass and under boost, and my wind light came on. Now, I really wish we'd have had the inside GoPro going, because I was acting a fool. I was jumping up and down, clapping my hands like an idiot. I was so happy it just actually made a full pass. Stan had issues. He'd been having issues all day, and that sucks because obviously any other day of the week, he'd have whooped my ass. And I would have been perfectly okay with that. So, fast forward, we won first round. Badass. It was a badass event. We loved it. We always love going to Penwell. I mean, it's our home track. Where else are we going to go? We love that event a lot, actually. I'm a giant fan of flashlight racing. I love it more than anything. We had another unlucky draw, which they all would have been. Russell Dickinson and his Turbo LS convertible Mustang. I knew I had to be pretty good on the tree. I knew I had to actually be perfect to even have a chance. I took a chance on the tree. I was close, but I was a little too quick on it. I did end up jumping. The car, it plugged third gear, and I started driving left. I got over in the marbles and it made a move. I'm like, this ain't my car. I lifted, and he went ahead and he drove on around me and put a few cars on me. It is what it is. I'd already lost the race. I was really just trying to get an ET for Jeremy because we don't know how fast a car can go or will ever go. So I was trying to get him some data for the kind of racing that he's going to do, all that stuff. And if I could have made the full pass, it probably would have been a personal best for that car by about a 10th or so. It would have been at least a 10th quicker than what I ran the pass before against Stan. So, you know, again, congratulations to him. I think he lost in the semis. You know, it is what it is. We had a lot of fun with that race. They are talking about doing another one again next year. I will spend every single dollar that I have to my name to have my truck at that race. They had outlaw truck class. They had actually a couple different truck classes. It was mainly focused on trucks and true street style cars or daily driver cars, whichever you want to call them. So hopefully my truck is ready for that one next year. My brother-in-law, so we helped him out for the weekend also. He ended up winning the entire event. He took out a Turbo Lightning in the finals, which I believe that is Jorge Haybear, and he's a badass too. I think it's his sons actually. They both have matching trucks, which if you have matching Black Lightnings, high five. Good job. I'm proud of you. He ended up winning the event. So overall for our camp, it was a pretty good weekend. You know, we wish we could have done better, but all we did was learn. So now we know what we need to do for next year. As of right now, I believe we're just trying to make it through this month or so. We may go to Limpy's race at Concho Valley at the end of November. Mainly it'll be for testing with the Mustang. We're hoping we're going to run junior varsity at Winter Meltdown, that is my favorite race ever. I've done very well at every single one of them, whether it was index or I guess junior varsity. I ran a couple things there. They have a bracket class on Friday that, you know, that's pretty cool too. It's called Weekend Warrior. They go from 6.0, 650, 7.0, 750, all the way to 9.0. So they basically, anybody can run that class as long as your car runs at least a 9 flat in the 8th mile. Kristen will be running that. I believe Kyle will be running that, depending on what he gets fixed on his car. If all goes well, we should have, I think, between 7 and 9 cars there at that race. So we have a lot of work to do. Nothing in this shop runs. That'll be our next big major one. I'm gonna try to get a couple videos in here, you know, of us working on stuff, you know, the shop vlogs. I don't know if people really like these a whole lot. This one is mainly just to try to explain where we've been and why we haven't done anything, and it's mainly because there's a whole lot of work and not enough money and not enough time. As much as that sucks, I wish we had all the money in the world. I would make these videos all day long and work on cars every day of my life. It's just, we had a lot going on in the last couple months. My truck's broke, the Mustang's broke, Mom's truck's broke. The only thing that I'm not gonna say it because we actually still have something running, but it's been a lot. I'm trying to get better. I'm gonna get better at these. I'm gonna start posting more soon. If we go to Concho Valley for Limpy's flashlight race, I will definitely have a video there, whether I get my ass whooped or not, which is highly likely because that's usually what happens. So thank you for everybody being patient with us. I'm gonna get better, I promise. But thank you for everybody for being patient. I'm gonna get better at this. We have a lot of content that we can make here pretty soon. Whether it's on my truck or work on the Mustang, doing something like that, or racing wise, we're gonna get something done. Be on the lookout for some more videos here in the near future. We will definitely have one for Winter Meltdown for a fact, and it'll probably be another hour-long one like we did before. Movie style videos, they did pretty good, so we're gonna try to do that again. Surely with 7 to 8 cars or 9, however many we're gonna have, surely we'll have plenty of content, and hopefully everything goes well. If we can win, that'd be badass. They're paying even more money for junior varsity this year, which I won the last one, just so everybody remembers that. It may not be in the same cars I had last time, but it should work. We're very, very close to that index, and we can make it do it pretty common in almost every pass if we really, if we need to. So I think we have a really good shot at the junior varsity class again. Fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong in between then. I would really like to win that race. It's a couple of weeks before my birthday. Usually we do really well. I'd like to take home some money because I have a lot of parts I need to order right now. But again, thanks everybody. Be sure to check out some of our old videos, you know, if you're feeling the itch or anything like that. I know I go back and watch them all the time too. So thank you again. I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you.